Warriors, welcome to this video. Today, I'm talking directly to you, the health anxiety sufferer, and I want to explain why a health anxiety sufferer lives in constant misery. I was living in constant misery every single day for 6 years of my life, every single day going through the fears of death, the fears of the sensations and what they might mean, the fears of criticism, the fear of the next bill, the fear of what someone might think of me, the fear of, oh my goodness, I'm sweating too much, you name it, okay? All of these things contributed to my anxiety. So I want to touch on these things today. I want to make things clear. Now, let's understand something. Most health anxiety sufferers that I work with through the program and one-on-one through Skype live with the 70-30 pattern of living. What does that mean? 70% of the time, health anxiety sufferers are very internal and fearful. Okay, so that means that throughout the day, 70% of the day is spent thinking about why they're feeling the way they are. Thinking about what a sensation might mean and what it might lead to. Thinking about whether or not they're going to have that next panic attack. Thinking about whether or not people are going to accept them at the dinner table, and so on and so on. 70% of the day is spent internal and fearful. 30% of the day is spent external, engaged, and outcome focused. This is really important to understand because when you begin to gain the clarity and the understanding of what your day is like, okay, and the patterns that go with that, you can begin to reverse this cycle, okay? So let's understand that when you're living 70% internal, that just means that you're not engaged. That just means that you can go out and play with the kids, but guess what? You're playing with them, but the majority of your focus is on yourself, is how am I reacting? Am I being accepted? Are they liking me? Am I sweating too much? What's this sensation? Oh my goodness, so on and so on. And the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So no matter what you do, and this is important because there are still moments of clarity. There is 30% of the time where people go, where's my anxiety? I feel pretty good right now. I'm having a tea right now and I'm sitting on my porch, and guess what? I'm actually engaged in my 5 senses. I can see the trees. Wow, they're beautiful. I can hear the birds. My goodness, they're amazing. And I can taste this tea. But the majority of the day, not so much. Okay, so it's important to understand where we live as a health anxiety sufferer throughout the day. Now, health anxiety sufferers are very good at knowing and saying what they don't want. Okay, most of the people that I talk to always begin with the words of, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want anxiety in my life. I don't want people to disagree with me. I don't want. Now, why doesn't this work? It doesn't work because you're just adding more bricks on top of your health anxiety cycle. Why? Because the brain does not understand negatives. It doesn't understand nots, and it doesn't understand don'ts. So the more you say, I don't, okay, the more your unconscious mind is listening in the background and taking notes. Oh, don't, I don't get don't. Whatever precedes don't is what he wants. Oh, he wants more anxiety. He wants to be more sensitive. You must pay attention to the words that are coming out of your mouth, but also the internal chatter. The internal chatter is so crucial because when you begin to fixate on the words don't, and I hope it doesn't happen, and I don't want this anymore, you are in fact getting more of the very thing that you don't want, which is more anxiety. Now, with this comes a confusion. When health anxiety sufferers live with misery all day long, they are confusing their wants and their needs. Let's understand this a bit better. We need to nail this down. I need to get rid of my sensations now. I need to get out of this environment now. I'm feeling panicky now. You'll notice the words are very powerful. Okay, these are power words. Words like now, because. These are things that your unconscious mind takes and begins using as fuel to further more anxiety. So when you begin to understand that to leave this environment, although I'm feeling a bit anxious, is a want, all of a sudden the sensation begins to become uncomfortable and not life-threatening. When you look at your anxiety sensations as being a need, I need to get rid of this, I need to feel better now, you're putting more pressure on yourself, which leads to more adrenaline, which leads to more anxiety and confusion, okay? So you must understand something. Your wants need to be in the forefront of every anxious moment that you experience. I want to get rid of my sensations. I want people to accept me. I want to feel good as I'm driving. I don't need these things. When you begin to focus in on your wants, okay, rather than the needs, things start to change. You begin to feel a sense of, wow, I'm taking one suit off and I'm putting another suit on. Is it okay to have sensations? Yes. Have I survived every single one? Yes. My fear of death is also dissipating and releasing from my system, because now I don't feel the pressure to change my circumstances now. I can change my circumstances soon rather than now, because health anxiety sufferers go through a number of different NATs, negative automatic thoughts. They go through magnification. Magnification is where you focus in on the negatives and just a little bit of the positives that are going on in your life. You know, you'll see quotes such as, you gotta be grateful for what you have today. Health anxiety sufferer will look at that and say, are you kidding me? Grateful? How can I be grateful when I'm faced with all this pressure internally? Impossible almost. And you gotta understand that when you begin to focus on, yes, I'm magnifying things, I'm making more negatives appear in front of me, when in fact there are some good things going on in my life. When you begin to focus in on the things that are good and understanding that health anxiety right now is a journey. It's a temporary journey for you. It's a learning experience. It's an opportunity for growth, because I can tell you from firsthand experience, health anxiety was the worst and the best things that have ever happened in my life. I've been able to take such skills and traits that I earned through health anxiety, and I was able to transfer that over to areas in my life that needed it. Things such as patience, things such as determination, things such as, even focusing, because a health anxiety sufferer needs to focus on the things that are going to lessen the bad messages that they send to their system and magnify the good. So understand that you're in a journey right now and it's temporary. You're going to get through it. And when you do get through it, you're going to find that life starts to really open up to you. Everything starts to open up to you. So magnification is one very important NAT that we need to understand health anxiety sufferers go through. Another one is personalizing, okay? Personalizing is when you take everything and blame it on you. Oh, the weather sucks again. Oh, even though it must be my fault. Oh my God, an accident happened over there. I remember the guy driving and he was just looking at me for a second. Oh my God, I caused that accident. Oh, my family's falling apart. It's all my fault. So personalizing is something that health anxiety sufferers do all the time. And if you recognize it, you can change it. What's another one? Catastrophic thinking. And this is big. Catastrophic thinking means I'm taking a bill that I get in the mail and I begin to go, oh my God, how am I going to pay for that? Where's the money going to come from? And all these circumstances that you create. Magnification, personalizing, catastrophic thinking related to bills, people, sensations. These are negative automatic thoughts that health anxiety sufferers go through every single day, but they can begin changing as long as we recognize when we do them, and as long as we begin to recognize that there's another story. With every situation that you're in, there's multiple ways that you can look at that situation. Multiple. For instance, fear of death. Let's take the very core of health anxiety. I'm scared of dying, okay? If you weren't scared of dying, you wouldn't be paying attention to all these sensations that may lead to dying. So, what could dying mean? Dying could mean a beginning. It could mean a beginning. It could mean that my spirit goes to another dimension, for instance. It could mean that I become reincarnated. It could mean a beautiful beginning to some other thing that, we just really don't understand right now. However I think about dying will determine how I deal with my sensations and fears in the future. So can you begin to reframe the idea of dying or any other thing that's holding you back, any other topic? Absolutely. But you gotta begin. You gotta begin brainstorming different ways of looking at something. Changing the perception will change the feelings, my friends. Now, this part really, really important for health anxiety. Now let's understand. Human beings always have checklists, okay? For instance, and let's just take another general topic. You rent a room in a hotel. Oh, nice hotel. I'm about to take a shower in that hotel. Well, the towel must be exactly where I want it to be. The water temperature, it must have hot water. The soap must be a certain brand. The shampoo must feel a certain way. There are certain checklists for everything that human beings do. Health anxiety sufferers, no different. For instance, when you wake up in the morning as a health anxiety sufferer, what's your checklist? Your checklist is, okay, I must not feel sensations of anxiety throughout the day, or people must be able to relate to what I'm going through and give me good feedback, or I must have a very smooth day at work without any challenges, or these are the checklists that health anxiety sufferers go through as soon as they wake up in the morning. Now, what starts to happen when one of those checklists don't get met and a sensation or a symptom follows you and gets stronger that leads to panic or whatever it may be, or something just doesn't get checked off? What starts to happen is a feeling arises. A feeling. A checklist that isn't met leads to a feeling. The feeling leads to a generalization. Oh, sensation. Oh, I hate it when this happens. Feeling, anger, anxiousness, generalization. I'll never overcome it. I'm not strong enough. I'm just too stupid. Whatever you tell yourself is a generalization. We must understand this cycle, and we must understand, how do we begin to turn away from this? We begin to modify our checklist. Can you modify your checklist? And this is what I did. I started to modify it. I started to go, okay, when I go to that community center with all those other parents, it's not that I don't need to feel a sensation. I already expect a sensation to arise because it's a new environment and because people might not agree with me all the time. And you know what? When I begin to place myself in environments in that way, I begin to alter my checklist. I'm already expecting a sensation to show up, which in turn is okay because you're not getting caught up in it when it shows up. You're saying, you know what? If it happens, that's totally fine. I'm going to deal with it absolutely perfectly. And I'll find a skill set to be able to implement in that moment. If someone doesn't agree with me or sees that I'm sweating too much, you know what? I'm just going to tick that off of my checklist. I'm not going to have it a part of my life anymore, which in turn will lead to a different feeling. Expectations, no more. Acceptance is taking the place of expectations, okay? So begin lessening the load, the pressure, the stress, the anxiety that you have on yourself by modifying your checklist, my friends. I can't tell you how important this is. Now, with health anxiety as well, when a health anxiety sufferer is living through misery each and every day, let's understand what's going on. You are not reviewing your daily patterns. You're basically relying on trying things and hoping that change will happen. No, it's not going to work. We have to understand that taking action is good as long as you understand the thing that you're going to take action towards, okay? Don't go searching for a technique or a skill set. Oh, that worked for him, that sort of stuff. Without understanding it first, without understanding and reviewing what you're getting yourself into. People keep asking me, Dennis, is hypnosis good? Hypnosis is good if you have the right teacher, if you understand what hypnosis is, if you're completely absorbed in the process. Don't put yourself in a situation and place yourself in a moment that you're going to fail, and you're going to go, oh, that didn't work for me either. Okay, you're going to generalize things. We don't want that. So you have to make sure that you begin today to recognize your daily patterns. When you wake up in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, what patterns of thought are you running? What sort of behaviors are you engaged in? What sort of toxic people are you around? How much TV are you watching? How much good food are you putting in your system, and how often? These are patterns that you must, my friends, you must recognize if you want change to happen, because nothing changes until your patterns change. Nothing changes until your rituals change. This is crucial because now you're molding a new you. You're molding a new you, and everybody has the capability and deserves to mold a new them, a new personality, a new trait, a new identity. You can, my friends. Now, what's really important? We understand the misery part. We understand health anxiety. We've touched on those really important parts. But let's understand what you need to do first. You need to make sure you come up with all the reasons first on why you must begin to alter your emotional state and change your identity. What are the reasons? Are you going to do it for your son? Are you going to do it for your daughter? What are the reasons? What is the pull? What is the drive that is going to get you to make sure you take action every single day and recognize things and create self-awareness? What's the pull? Is it that I want to get myself in really good shape because my cardiovascular is down? Is it that I don't want to live with regret when I'm 80 or 90 or 100 years old and go, my goodness, I just wish I would have committed for 3 months? What are the reasons for overcoming health anxiety starting today? If you don't have the reasons, you will not have the pull. You will not have the fuel. You will not have the energy. You will not be able to commit on a daily basis to a certain program. It's not going to happen. Don't start something until you've recognized all the reasons for why you must take action. Reasons come first, action comes second, my friends. Let's understand that. And when it comes to reasons, you've got to externalize those. You've got to come up with pictures of your son and your daughter and you playing with them and your parents and your friends and the places you want to visit and the home that you want. These are the pulls. These are why you must begin to get on the road to recovery and begin implementing things like the End the Anxiety program and all these resources that I'm putting out for you guys. Really, really important. Reasons first. My friends, you are more than anxiety. I love you so much. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know where you are in your health anxiety journey. I will make sure to comment back. Like this video if you've enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to the Anxiety Guy YouTube channel. I will be making these videos on a weekly basis. Love you so much. Have a wonderful day.